Ladies and gentlemen, it is a show that's starring you. Relationship topics galore. Today's topic is no exception to the rule. It is gonna be crazy.
I'm ready.
I don't know if men can actually talk about this topic. Of course, we have women coming into the show today, too.
Okay. If we must.
But today's topic is going to be off the chart. But before I get to those topics, it is important that I continue to show you what's in my personal library, books I've read, books that I enjoy. Well, there's maybe one in here that I haven't read that Dr. G just brought in here. But let me do this book segment really quickly, and then on to the community empowerment segment, and then today's topic. I mean, it's jam-packed. We've got all types of people from all over the relationship diaspora to come in and just weigh in on this topic. Is going to be crazy. So quickly, if you haven't done it already, please go to my brother's website, Real Men Don't Play. That's Bobby Glanton-Smith, to get this book, Real Men Don't Play. A lot of people have been waiting for it. A lot of people want to get into the mind of Bobby. Bobby's a very deep, intelligent, wise brother. And like I said, he's a mentor. No, it ain't even that. He's a southern sophisticant.
Yes.
That's what he is. Very intelligent brother. You gotta support his work. Jerry Anderson, Jim Brown, Keith David, Abdur Rahim Hamid, Lionel Hollins, Kevin McDowell, Julian Mendoza. He's got all of these people, man. Sam Watson. These are people that he interviewed on this book, man. We need a blueprint for black men. Here's one right there. Real Men Don't Play. Bobby Glanton-Smith. Again, just listen. Dr. Mark Goulston. Very, very insightful book. Even Jeff Brown actually read it while he was on the throne, and he learned nothing, as you can see in the show.
So cruel. That hurts so many.
But you told us. You told us that's where you read it. No, you told us that's where you read it. But you didn't tell us you learned.
That you were being on the throne.
Yes. Oh, no. That's where I get my reading done.
Right. You didn't learn anything. Okay. That's obvious because of your...
You can't say you ain't got time to read. If you got time to shit, you got time to read.
Because of your constant interruptions. Anyway, you guys want to know why I be on these religions and cultures the way I do? Here's a book called The Black Athena.
The Black Athena.
Very, very heavy book. This breaks down black culture in all of the cultures all over the world, our influence, their impetus even, their beginnings. Yes, you must read this book. Very powerful book by Martin Bernal. And this is volume 1. And listen, The Fabrication of Ancient Greece. Heavy hitter. You want to know what I'm reading? Now, a lot of people ask me, what are you reading? How do you know all of this stuff? It's a very boring life. Books. Well, then again, it's pretty interesting when, you can do a radio show and talk a lot of shit and, expound and pontificate. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Anyway, go to my website, please, immediately. For all of the people who have already purchased your book, I sent out like maybe 6 or 7, 8 copies last week. I appreciate you guys for reaching out. My copy, my book, The Rebirth of Seeds, you can get it on my website, IamZoeWilliams.com. Please continue to support. This is how we stay alive here. Otherwise, we would die without your help. IamZoeWilliams.com. Please, please, please continue to support The Rebirth of Seeds. Last but not least, this feels heavy. Love does. Love does. Do the movie premiere, Jeff. Love does. Who's starring in it?
Starring Michael Jackson, Ruth Buzzy.
Ruth Buzzy.
And Charlton Heston. All dead people.
Oh. Love Does
That was
Death.
love. Love did that. No, yeah, he did.
Love does.
New York Times bestseller, right? Love Does. Discover a secretly incredible life in an ordinary world. Bob, is it Goff?
Bob Goff.
Goff.
A couple words. What's great about this book is
Great book.
It is a great book. It talks about that love is actually doing stuff for and with people. It's
That's
not
it.
talking. Talk is cheap.
That's it.
And when you do things with and for people without keeping score, that's how love does. It's a great book.
Geez,
Great book.
but in a competitive capitalist society, then love must be rare.
It
It
is.
is.
Has to be.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, all the motherfuckers you're sleeping with right now, you're not in love.
But
I
in a
just wanted to say.
steakhouse, it's medium rare.
So let's do it this way. My final book, The Elusive Orgasm, A Woman's Guide to
can't find
Why
that.
She Can't, right? And How She Can Have an Orgasm, by Vivian Kaz, PhD. I'm looking on my computer screen here right now. The Elusive Orgasm is a very important book. Go get it because it's in line with the topic. Now, community empowerment. Crazy. I found this dude who's a fan of our show.
Okay.
This dude is, and we've got images of his stuff, his
Oh,
T-shirts.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
This
yeah.
dude
Wow.
here is the Black Michelangelo. He's Imhotep. He's Aristotle of art. He's Leonardo da Vinci, but he's black.
Blackalangelo?
The dude, Blackalangelo.
Blackalangelo.
That's
All right.
who he is. Look at his art, man. That is a silk. Look, there's hieroglyphics inside of the lining.
And look at, is that him?
That's Booker T. Coleman, educator.
Yeah.
Man, look at that Egyptian artwork.
Look
man.
at the face he make. You know what he's saying right there?
Get me out of this.
No, he's saying coordinate. No, but no. What's crazy about this dude's art, man, is his design. Look at that bag, $2,500 bag,
And it's
blue crocodile.
Ankh.
It's an Ankh bag. He's trying to incorporate our culture in high fashion. Kind of what? Look at that. Look at that jacket, man. The Horus jacket with the Egyptian symbols of Horus on the lapels. I mean, this dude is high end. He's trying to do what Kanye, or he's doing what Kanye is. Look at
He needs to
this.
send us some stuff.
Well, that's what, I just wanted to promote the brother.
That's how you do. You send us some stuff, we promote it.
I wanted to promote the brother to let everybody know, man, that especially in our culture, we have to be validated by the white man.
Ooh, that t-shirt.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at
Wow.
this. Look at this, man. We have to be validated
What's
by
his
him.
name? What's his name?
The brother who designs it, his name is Omar Buckley.
Omar Buckley. I'm going to the NAACP Image Awards this weekend.
Yes.
If you could knock out that, and I'm inviting you, Zoe. I'm inviting you.
Look
I
at
have a
these.
ticket
Look
for
at
you.
these shirts, man. And every design has an Egyptian symbology and meaning, and that's just his Egyptian line. He has a Greek line. He has an Assyrian line. He has a Persian line.
What?
It's very beautiful stuff, and it's art. It's not just. This is not silkscreen. This is dye sublimation. It's ink. It's dye. It's in there.
Sublimation.
It's look at this. Oh, geez. The dude stuff is incredible. I suggest you go to his website right now. What is the website? I think it's RamonArt.com. That's RamonArt.com. Please
Give it out
support this brother's stuff.
Give it to him again. RAM.
RamonArt.com. He's trying to create a black fashion line that rivals Louis Vuitton, that rivals Gucci. Why not? We will kill ourselves trying to gain these, superficial, baubles and trinkets. Why can't we represent our own culture? And guess who's the majority of the people buying his stuff? White folk.
Yeah.
White folk.
Yeah.
White folk just Elizabeth Tayloring off.
Yeah.
She was Cleopatra, and there's nothing you can say about. No, she wasn't.
No, she wasn't.
No, she wasn't.
How did Cleopatra get a British accent? How do they always have in the movies?
Even when they're in Rome. Even when they're in Rome,
I
right?
salute you. Oh, Rome. Have him sent to me. Have a bathing sent to my tent.
Indeed.
Romans, countrymen, let's have a barbecue.
No, but this guy, he is really, really talented, and I just wanted to showcase his stuff, man, and we really appreciate the fact that we
That
can
stuff
do
is
that.
fly,
It's
brother.
fly. And that black suit, he has a white one with gold lapels. Woo! The girl
No,
told me
no.
I can't wear that.
Yeah, because of that, then you got to sing back up for Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Right.
Would you mind if I touch?
Beautiful stuff, man. We really appreciate it, man. And when we come back, we're gonna come back with Dr. G's relationship toolbox. We're gonna intro the topic and then fire. Zo Up Mornings in the building. Holla!
And one of the greatest tragedies in life is getting to the end of your life and looking back and realizing it was mediocre, and it didn't have to be that way.
The number one reason is people are unwilling to listen and care about what's important to the other person. But what if you could be someone who dared to care about everybody in your life? When you're in love, smoke gets in your eyes. But when you're anxious, you talk more than you listen. I asked my wife a month ago, I said, I don't know whether to have an affair or buy a motorcycle. And she said, if you have an affair, I'll kill you. If you get the motorcycle, you'll kill yourself. Go with the bike.
Oh, yeah.
The doc. Hey, Doc, what are your tips, man?
What are my tips? Okay, today what you need to do is you need to prevent FACA.
FACA.
FACA, I thought I'd get your attention. FACA stands for FACA, frustration, anger, contempt, attack. Because
Wow.
a lot of times when you get frustrated, you get a little time, you can get anger, but once it crosses over into contempt, where you dehumanize the other person, you're just going to attack them.
Like a
and
motherfucker.
one of the ways to do that, is when you catch yourself feeling frustrated, because after the anger gets to contempt, it's all gone. At that moment, just you can say to yourself, stop FACA. And and here's the way you stop it. If you can pause and say, what is it like for the other person right now? And what'll happen is you'll find out that you can't attack a person and be curious about them at the same time. I did that with my wife some years ago. We were heading down the FACA road, and I could see it was picking up speed, and I stopped. And I said, what's it like for her? And I realized she didn't like where this was going. She didn't like having this argument. And I looked at her and I say, do you like where we're heading? She says, no, I hate this. I said, you have any idea how we can not go there? And she smiled at me. It just stopped. She said, I don't know, but you're doing pretty good. So just stop FACA, because when you hit frustration and you get to anger, pause and say, what's it like for the other person? Just to be curious will stop everything.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
FACA. Stop FACA-ing up.
Stop fucking around.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Dr. G's relationship toolbox.
That's one time they get
But
that
again,
far.
we need these tools before we can get into these damn topics.
Yes.
Because today's
brilliant.
topic is tough. Let me tell you what the topic is. Crazy.
Hit them with it.
The desperately undersatisfied woman epidemic. Why are so many women orgasmically deprived? She's Louise. They say 70% of women can't achieve an orgasm without clitoral stimulation. I've heard all types of wild, mystical, strange kind of concepts like cervical orgasm, energetic orgasm. We can't even get to the physiological G-spot on time most of the time. Is it because men are inept at getting women there? Are women better at getting other women there?
According to the film I've seen, yes.
According to the films I've seen.
According to the research I've done, absolutely.
So I have some questions, and then I'm going to open it up to my panel. I'm going to introduce everybody. Do you think women have a stigma? Because in being orgasmic and achieving it for women, they have to be free and open, right?
Correct.
So the sexuality, because of the stereotypes, a woman who's overly sexual, just right off the top, is a hoe, right? Because she's free. And then that stigma prevents her from opening up and releasing and reaching particular levels, right?
I think that's a very good point you just made.
Questions first, and then I'm going to introduce everybody.
All right.
I have to ask these questions because I think it's important that we lay the groundwork here. So let me just say, are some women just content with having good sex without achieving the orgasm? Well, it was just good. I got stroked out. He put the monkey knuckle down on me. He didn't get me to where I needed to be, but this felt good enough, and I can live with that. Are most women living in that space? Somebody, and if they are, here's something heavy. Because everybody knows. Let's just be honest. Women, call us. 855-876-4652. That's 878-4652. It's been known women are lying about orgasms. They're lying about having them. So if women are lying about orgasms, are they not magnetizing the false masculine energy that perpetuates that cycle? If they stop lying, would they magnetize real men, real masculine energy, and thus open them to real opportunities to bust off? Huh? Somebody call us. This is crazy. Are you perpetuating the falsity that you don't want? I know. I'm just saying, if a woman doesn't know herself, doesn't know her body, does she impair her ability to bust off? Does she have to know herself first, or can a man teach her the ways of the womb? Somebody call me. This is crazy right now. So, without further ado, let me introduce my round table, and we have a phone guest on as well. I'm going to introduce everybody. The round table right now is my team. We've got comic intellectual relief, Mr. Jeff Brown in the building.
What's going on?
Glad to have you. Are you ready to smack this? Well, don't smack anything while we're here. But are you ready to knock this topic out the park?
We talking about female orgasm.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing. Sometimes you get to the smacking.
Sometimes
To the smacking.
a little.
I know a little bit. I know. I got a black belt in this area. I may say. I'm done all right.
All right, and of course, our resident white man, the one who validates all our opinions.
He who validates
because
all.
He's the authority. The author of all civilization, none other than Dr. Mark Goulston. Look at Doc's face.
Who needs orgasms when you can shop?
Wow!
Damn.
That's big. Here, you didn't come.
Spingasms.
Take the black card.
Spendgasms. Wow. You don't have to get me off. I'll get off at Macy's, right? Crazy. And again, friend of the show, returning brother, love his energy, Reiki master, massage, energy manipulator, just relationship guru, the whole nine. We call him the Woo Guru. He's the guru of the Wu-Tang Clan. That's just his energy. He feels like he belongs with the Wu. But Jason Hairston is on the show with us as well. And who's our phone guest right now? I'm looking at you. I'm looking. Dr. Lawless. Can you hear us right now, Dr. Lawless?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, Dr. Lawless,
Hey,
can you
Doc.
talk to us about the epidemic of the undersatisfied woman in America? We're talking sexually,
Sure.
of course. Talk to us.
I think it's actually a lot more complicated for women, and I think there's so many factors that are involved. I mean, from the psychology of it, the understanding of the anatomy, as well as even nutritional issues that are being neglected. And then there's, of course, relationship issues, the social stigma issue. So it gets really complicated. I know that a lot of women sometimes get fed up and decide that it's not worth pursuing because it can be so complicated. But I think ultimately women are certainly capable of a variety of orgasms. I think one of the number one thing that I could point out to you is that if I can put this in perspective for a male, if you were not to receive stimulation to the head of your penis, how effective do you think you would be able to orgasm?
Wow.
I mean, think
boy,
about
that
I mean,
hits the spot.
why is
Right,
there
I've
such
gotten a little
focus
stiff.
on the G-spot and the cervix? I mean, some women have that a little bit buried under tissues. Some women are not as sensitive in their G-spot area. Some women actually experience pain with their cervix. So there are certainly other orgasms, and those can be achieved. But to ignore the clitoris and to say that somehow that's not as an important feature, I mean, if you think about how we're all formed in the womb, we all start the same and we develop differently with our sex organs, but essentially the clitoris is the equivalent of the head of the male's penis. So imagine as a male not having the head of your penis stimulated and then wonder why when a woman doesn't receive clitoral stimulation, why she's not able to orgasm.
Wow, she broke it down for us. So we need to pay special attention to the clitoris. Is there a reason why men don't? Because it seems
I
like...
didn't know they were. Who are these 12 bastards? And let's have them killed.
Right, I think I pay considerable attention to the
God.
clitoris.
Ladies,
I think I do.
dude, I'm ladies first. Okay, when I get down, I want to get your orgasm out the way. So let's just go at it. You give me a roadmap. Give me a very clear, concise list of what it is you like. Don't have me run this gauntlet and I see the gauntlet and then you shut the goddamn lights out and I got to run it blind.
Yeah.
Let me know what you want. Let's get you your first one out of the way, and then we can just play for the rest of the night.
But Dr. Lawless will tell you that not all vulvas are the same. Go deeper, Doc.
You got Volvo wagons?
Yeah.
No, the vulva, man.
Oh, that just went to cars.
That's the people's car. Volkswagen.
Volkswagen.
But no, each woman is different. So what may work on one woman may not work on
Not
another.
cookie cutter.
Right? It's not a
Well,
cookie
and you're
cutter
not,
thing.
and you're not just talking about anatomy that can be different. I mean, as I said earlier, it's also about their frame of reference of where they're coming from and their perception of sexuality, how they feel, how comfortable they feel in the relationship, what their overall health is. There's a lot of factors there. So communication is key because you're just not going to know. And it is a woman's responsibility to communicate what her sexual needs are.
Wow.
And that's difficult for some women. You know, some women find that kind of assertiveness to be perceived as a negative. And, you know, it's a challenging fine line we walk when, you know, a strong woman comes in and says, well, this is what satisfies me. Then it raises sometimes insecurities in their partner where they're like, well, wait, how do you know all this? And why are you directing me? And you're a control freak. And there's all these other things that can come up. So I think it's a complicated issue.
Yes. So comfort is key in order to get her to that state, correct? And how does a man get a woman comfortable? We don't know anything about y'all.
And this is the point that I was going to make. I mean, I know for a fact, like I'm actually teaching a webinar online where I'm teaching men how to connect deeper with women. And the first webinar, the 5-step webinar, the first one I discuss is how to make a woman feel safe. A woman needs to feel safe so she can open. Because if she can't open herself completely and surrender to the moment, she won't be able to have an orgasm. So that's what I teach them. That's the first step.
That is really an excellent point because in order for a woman to feel like she can communicate effectively, especially about something so sensitive as sexuality, you do need to feel safe. And you do need, even if it's a new relationship or a new encounter, a one-night stand, you still need to feel safe. With your partner. So I think that's a really good point to make.
Dr. Mark and Jeff have points to make really
Dr.
quickly.
Lawless, I want you to push back on this or actually shove it down my throat. But years ago I wrote a book called The Six Secrets
Mark?
Years ago I wrote a book, The Six Secrets of a Lasting Relationship, How to Fall in Love and Stay There. And I was on the radio with this topic, why women should let men use them for sex. It was kind of a hot topic. That's great.
Wow.
Well, let me explain. And so everybody was, got on there, all on their hackles. And I said, I think what happens to a lot of women is women don't like to be used. I don't think anybody likes to be used. And if a man approached a woman and say, sometimes sex is about making love, sometimes about being closer, sometimes it's about I've had a terrible week and I just want to have sex. And the idea is that if the man could just be honest and just tell her where he's coming from, she'd feel safer.
Jeff would like to translate. Jeff?
Look here.
We need Bobby Glanton-Smith to cut through that crap that I just said.
Sometime the lava lamp is on and the shag rug is just vacuumed and Isley Brothers in the background, we gonna make some love. Sometimes we just plain old wanna fuck. Okay? How often
do women? That's a great point.
Yes.
Go there.
Okay, first off, let me get back to this whole orgasm thing and how it starts in the woman's mind. Okay, let's just be honest. they're usually not going to come out of their heads. So we got to get in there. This is why.
Hey, nobody wants to visit Alice in Wonderland on her turf.
Put your flak jacket on.
Fucking rabbit hole.
How bad do you want her to come? That's a monster-ass rest full of butterflies and Easter grass. But you got to get in there.
Listen, we got to take a quick break. We're going to come back. Dr. Lawless, stay with us. This is crazy. The desperately underserved vaginal lanes. We'll be back at 2.2 So What Morning.
Does it get any worse than cuckoo on your purse?
The coochie purse, ladies and gentlemen.
Walking down the street with the coochie purse.
Yeah.
You couldn't even do me worse if you tried. When you lied, when you died, pop, pop, bam.
The coochie purse. Ladies and gentlemen, the desperately underserved womb man.
Oh, wait.
Why are so many women having a difficult time bussing off? Gushy goo, gushy woo woo. Why is it a difficulty here? We have Dr. Lawless on the line right now. She's helping us. What is the best position a man can get a woman in that would expedite said elusive orgasm? We need facts. Dr. Lawless, please tell our listeners where they can find you, where they can support your work, holisticwisdom.com. Please, if you have books, talk to our fans about how they can connect with you.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here to go over these.
Look at these sexy toys on your website.
Sexy voice.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, one of the things we specialize in is non-toxic products, and if I could just for a second say that there's a lot of toxins out there in personal lubricants and sex toys. And these are serious ones, and parabens, and that they're endocrine disruptors. They disrupt hormones. They can actually contribute to cancer.
Really?
So what we specialize in is sexual products that are non-toxic, and that everything on our website you can get is healthy and safe to use.
That's
what we do.
Can I say this? I just have found this to be the truth. Fellas, if you need a lubricant, it's you. You are fucking up. You're screwing up. If you need a lubricant, she's not.
point.
Yes, the lubricant is
If
supposed
she's
to
dry
be.
as Ritz crackers and you're in the building,
Yeah.
you're a beta male.
You're a beta. Yeah, that's true. Lubricants.
Diet
See, I
man.
think-
That's training
I
wheels.
would disagree with that. I think
Okay.
you're putting too much pressure on men, especially when you're dealing with women who have hormone issues that are actually inhibiting them from getting lubricated, because they can be sexually turned on and still have lubrication issues.
Go
There's
deeper.
also nutritional contributions to that as well. So I
Thank
think
you,
you're kind
Lord.
of setting
I
up
never
men
across that.
to feel like they're failures when really it can be a medical issue.
Just name one fruit she can eat that'll juice her up. I'm just saying.
Well, fruits that are high in antioxidants are always a good idea, but I don't think it's that simple. Although I can say a natural lubricant that's really good is organic coconut oil.
Coconut oil is good
Yeah.
for everything.
It's good for everything.
It is.
Grow your
It's
hair out
really
on
good
everything.
because
It's
it
like
actually
baking
helps
soda.
prevent yeast
Cook with it,
infections
spread
and
it.
urinary tract infections, and it's super
Really?
healthy.
I heard
Yeah.
Michael Jackson used it for his baby hair.
Lord.
Quack. This is great. This is great. Listen, Dr. Lawless, we appreciate you
Thank
calling
you.
into the
You were
show.
great. Come back
Your
on.
information was invaluable.
Come
We'd
back.
love to have you back.
I would love to be back. Call
Your
me anytime.
sexy voice, girl.
This
Come
was
back
great.
in.
Now
This
we
was
have to
great.
move
Thank
really
you.
quickly to line 2. We have another professional on the phone, Dr. Hassani from Atlanta. This brother's cold piece of work. We have cold pieces of work on the line. Doc, you've been listening to the conversation, correct?
I have not. Unfortunately, I haven't heard a thing.
Oh, I'm so sorry you haven't. It's been awesome. It's been off the chain. We're talking about women being underdeprived with regards to reaching climax. And what we want to know is, we know it's a complicated issue. We know men, we're like microwaves. We see a piece of ass.
We good.
We see a silhouette. We see that upside down pyramid in between her legs. You know what I'm talking about? That
Yes,
little
Lord
area.
Jesus.
We see that and we're wrecked. We're wrecked to go. You feel me? But with a woman, she's more like an old 18th century black wrought iron stove. You got to put logs of interest up in there. And it takes...
Yeah, you got to chop some
interest.
wood.
It takes
You
a
got to
lot.
chop wood, allow it to dry.
You gotta
It's
do
a lot of steps.
So talk to us about the difficulty and all of the different situations that prevent women from reaching this level. What do we have to do to help her, or do we need to get the hell out the way and let her warm herself up? Talk to me about this issue.
Well, first of all, I totally agree with how you set that up. I wouldn't say it in the way that you said it, but ultimately you're right. Men are definitely microwaves, and women are definitely crock pots. So a man
Well,
is
I wouldn't say it that way
stimulated
either.
by
Yeah, I'm glad you made that
And
so
a
much
woman-
better.
Oh, without a doubt. A man is stimulated by what he sees, and a woman is stimulated by what she hears and how she is touched. And the problem is, men, when we think about sex, we're very task-oriented. We're thinking about positions. We're thinking about techniques. We're thinking about penetration. But women have a completely different experience. Because when women engage in sex, they need to be stimulated not only physically, but also in their mind, because their mind is connected to their emotions. So if a woman is emotionally turned off to you, then she is not going to have the same reaction that you may think she would by a physical touch.
That's true.
So when it comes to women, not only do they have to engage in physical foreplay, but they need what is called emotional foreplay, which starts at the beginning of the day.
Go
So if
deeper.
we're talking about-
Go deeper into emotional foreplay. Go deeper into that.
Correct. Well, emotional foreplay, I came up with a term called AAA service. Now, if you think about, if you own a car, you have AAA service, which is roadside assistance in case you get into trouble. They're there on 24-hour call, but they're very reactionary. They're there if you need help, if things have gone wrong. But AAA service in a relationship is very preventative. It's proactive. And the AAA stands for affection, attention, and affirmation. So the more you begin to speak to your woman and to edify her, tell her how beautiful she is, compliment her, speak about her publicly, about how great she is, and in private, you are causing a physical reaction in her body because you stimulated her mind and her emotion. When you give women non-sexual touch, I think this is where most men go wrong. When women are touched by a man, there's a motive involved. He wants sex. But if a woman can trust a man's touch, knowing that you're touching me just because you want to touch me, it's not going to lead anywhere.
Hassani.
She's more open. Yes.
Hassani, is that like touch therapy, Jeff Brown?
Hassani, what you have just done is explained two things. Why women have so many gay male friends, and two, why guys
touch.
buy whores.
Do gay men and women play footsie? Is that what they want to do to bust
no.
off?
The gay men, women love them because they know that all their touching and talking isn't going anywhere. Bad news, ladies. Guys need sex. You like it. We need it. We're not going to
they need it too.
I like you. That's the thing about my wife.
They need
I
to.
like my wife. I like her, which makes me want to do nice things with, to, and for her.
When you stop liking her, then what happens?
Dude, that's when it gets rough. That's when it gets rough. That's when it's like, you know what? I don't really want none either. I don't want
I
none
have to
either
agree
if
with the
I
brother
like
on the line, though, and I wanted to touch on what Dr. Goulston said earlier. And I want to extend on what you were saying.
Go deeper, brother.
Like the first part of the webinar that I was teaching, the second part, after you make a woman feel safe, is to experience intimacy with her without sex, because that does make her feel more comfortable. Because
Jason, give me an example of intimacy without sex.
I'll give example what I mean. For example, if you allow a woman to just lay on your chest, say you just chilling with her, you listening to music, right?
So
that's
cuddling?
intimate, cuddling, things of that nature, or even just talking and getting to know her as a person, because most women feel like a sexual object. So if you can make her feel like a person and let her feel like that you're interested in not only her body, but who she is as a human being.
But what if she objectifies
she opens
herself?
more. Well, but us as men, we have to take responsibility to treat them more than just a sexual object. If we teach them,
Interesting. I don't know.
Slower.
yes.
Slow way up.
This shit's getting a little out of hand.
Okay, yeah. Here's my first thing. Is that we are talking about women
Right.
plurally as a standard. Okay? You can't do that. There are cats, like he just said, that there are ladies out there who objectify themselves. There, personally, and I've been pretty fortunate in this area, if a woman is closed off, I can usually figure that out, and I'll ask myself, is it worth banging my head against this bank safe to get this to happen? If she is, most times I pass. But all of this woman orgasm and why she can't make it so far on the show has been put on the penis side.
I'm about, and you know what? Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. This is a question for everybody right now.
Okay.
Everybody's going to answer this question. Do you think the rise in testosterone levels in women, because they're in corporate America and competing, has limited their ability to be open? Because this culture does not allow for women who rise.
Flower.
Yeah, they don't allow the flower to rise up and still be a flower. They got to toughen up. They got to get thorns. They got to get a lot of shit. And then how do they decompress when they come home?
Right, because let me ask you a question. Like,
That's for everybody.
A woman, when we have sex with a woman, she opens and we enter her. She's a receiver, we're the giver.
Yeah,
okay?
let's get
check
some
this
of that
out.
going.
So if women are going to the corporate world and they're used to being the masculine, the givers and the taking the action, when they come home, they can't calm down and become the receivers that they need to be so they can get open.
So they're false penises.
Right,
out there.
they have to fall into...
We've turned them into diet dicks. Is that what you're telling me?
What I'm telling you is, what you're talking about, the masculine energy, we have to understand the roles of the masculine and feminine principles. If we understand that the feminine principle is to receive and the masculine principle is to give, we play those roles. So the women have to turn that off and become the receivers when they come home to their men.
Very good.
And that's how we can help them get open, to help them feel safe enough to know that we want to be intimate, not only with their body, but we want to get to know them as human beings. And they will see, you want me for more than just a fleshy hole.
So a fleshy hole, a nice little meat wallet. So let's do it this way. Brother Hassani, this is what I'd like for you to do. For people who want to contact you in Atlanta, for people who want to just, if you have books, if you have a website, if people want to connect to your practice, how do they find you?
The first thing they can do is go to couplesacademy.org. That's O-R-G. But we're currently right in the middle of our 7 days of extraordinary sex challenge for couples. And for those that want to sign up, they can simply go to 7daysofextraordinarysex.com.
Awesome.
And sign up for the challenge and benefit from all that we're sharing with them.
Beautiful couple.
Wow. Thanks for calling, man. We appreciate the information. You guys do make a beautiful couple. I love the fact that you're teaching intimacy, because I think through intimacy, this is how the African American community heals.
Yes.
We're not a very intimate community in terms of love and forgiveness. We got a lot of baggage towards each other. We got to go deeper. Appreciate it. Thanks for calling in. We're coming back. More guests. It's about to get even fucking crazier. So what mornings? Oh!
A meat purse?
I can't.
A little meat wallet.
I don't.
That's hot.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're back. So what mornings? We're back. Show is off the top. It's crazy. How can verbal, physical, and or mental abuse inhibit/liberate a woman's ability to reach orgasm? Some women like to be dominated. A little slap and tickle. A little bite, you know. Huh? Some women like it. Some women go, hey, you're hurting me. Stop it. It's a fine line. It's crazy. It's a murky world. Yeah. We're trying to find out why so many women have such a hard time busting off without clitoral stimulation. And just like the doctor said earlier, a woman's clitoris is the equivalent to a man's tip. If a woman, that's why we always say, let me just put the tip in. Just a tip.
You know how many tip babies walking around?
That's a trick.
There's a lot of tipping around going on.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, how do we get her to that space? And you know, it varies from woman to woman. Some women just bust off at the just quiver touch.
Meow.
Meow, it's gone. But some women, it's like working. What was the name of that prison that nobody
Shawshank.
It's Shawshank of fucking.
You gotta crawl through 300 yards of filth. Oh my God, woman!
It's been 12 hours.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't been
Right
12
there,
hours.
I'm almost.
That's you. That's
Change
you.
the technique.
It's
I'm
too
just
many
saying.
of them. I throw the towel in. They outnumber us, what, 8.5
I'm
to
just
1? Okay, I'm sorry. This didn't
Why
work
is
out.
it so
Take care.
difficult? Somebody help us with this information. We're back. We have guests. Brandi Magee, the only feminine, sound, reasonable voice, has joined the show.
Hello.
Hey, pretty girl.
As well as, listen, ladies.
Look here.
We have a legend in the building.
Tell you something.
Papa Longstroke has
Yes.
joined us.
Literally, his penis precedes him.
It's holding up the table here.
My brother grew
God.
up. My brother
Is that
grew up
why-
in Victorville, California. Right? He came to LA to study video. He got in. He studied video, all right. How you study the video while you star in the video? I don't know. Came in and got into the adult business after he was discovered at a swing. So you just came into the party butt ass naked, and then somebody discovered what was going down.
Nope, they said tall, dark skin, long fingers. You ain't.
Right. I mean, this dude. What was your name in porn? Great name. Listen to this name.
It was Nathan Threat.
Nathan Threat.
Nathan.
I'll be looking that up later.
Lord Javelin has arrived.
I'm surprised I don't have it mentally logged already.
Right. So I want to welcome Brandi and this brother. His real name is Sean.
Yeah,
Right?
Sean.
We'll just, hey, Sean, welcome to the show. Sean Amy, Mr. Threat, is in the building right now. And on the phone, this brother right here. He's been on the show before. His name is Nityama, right? Now he's called the Woman Whisperer. Now this is where the show is about to turn the corner. Because our beautiful, and you guys don't recognize how beautiful Brandi is.
Shit.
I'm just
You
talking
have
about
eyes, man.
this motherfucker here, right here.
Oh,
She's
you
fine as frog hair, fine
my
as gnat
God.
hair, right? She's here. Brother Nityama is here. Brother Sean is here. And what we want to do is open up this dialogue and this discourse to talk about the difficulty in orgasm for women and why is it such a problem in relationship. I think marriage and all the social constructs get in the way, and we're not even going to talk about trauma, being hurt, and how that closes off a woman's ability to bust off.
Or
Let's just-
kids.
or children in the other room.
Oh, my God.
Right? So, Brother Nityama, I want to start with you. What are some of the biggest obstacles that prevent sisters from getting off? Women from getting off? Talk to us.
Well, most women have basically totally lost their ability to relax.
Wow.
They have so much inner tension, so much body armoring and tension up and down the back, tension all in the neck, head, and shoulders. So as a result of that, the energy in the body is never allowed to flow properly. So, and then most of them now have taken a very male approach to sex, which just adds insult to injury to their own process.
Okay, what do you mean by a male approach?
Say that again.
What do you mean by a male approach? How does a woman take a male approach to sex?
Give me this dick.
When a woman comes to sex,
finna get the
attempted to
strap off.
perform in order to get somebody else off, she's in male mode. So a lot of women nowadays will come into the room and they want to take charge of the man. But that means that they're in no way in a receptive mode at all. So therefore, the real energetics that take place, they totally miss them. Because they're busy.
That's
They're busy trying to do stuff to him. And the catch in it is that I tell women all the time, I don't need what you need. So there's no need of you attempting to do on me what you want, what you hope somebody will do on you, because I'm a man. I don't even want that.
You might be in a minority there, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know if
Okay,
I'm fully...
Doc, I hate to do this. I mean, because it seems like you've been doing a lot of studying. But I'm going to go to this dude, because he's been doing a lot of fucking. Okay, this dude right here. I don't know. He's okay. I have much evidence of his work. I'm gonna need you to go on and hit that back over the net.
Well, what I've noticed, especially from my industry, there's a lot of women who do what you said they're doing, as far as being masculine in their sexual activities. Basically, give me the dick, fuck me real good, blah 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 blah. They want something. They know exactly what they want, and they know what's going to get them there. And they're looking at the dude to get them to that point. And in my experience, if the guy can't get her to that point, she's going to talk all kinds of shit. I've been in many situations like that. So if you can't get me here, I'm going to call somebody else.
Wow.
That happened a lot. So that puts more pressure on me to figure out what the hell I need to do, to get her over that line.
Okay, when you say a lot, do you mean you were called a lot, or people called because of you? What are you saying? You said I happened a lot.
Oh, I got called a lot. Basically, people have me in their phone for one reason and one reason only: to come over there and to come down.
Bang
That's the only reason why I was in their phone.
That's
just
a
bang
great
outs.
man. I would see, and that's a big difference.
He's the cleaner. He's the cleaner.
That's a big difference between a man and a woman. If you tell a man, you know what, I'm only with you because of your dick. Everything else about you is horrible. He's like, well, all right, I can do that. You tell a woman, all I want from you is your vajayjay. Everything about you is ruined. She is ruined.
The relationship is ruined.
Wow.
But this goes, you know what? I'm going to go back to Yama. This goes back to Dr. Umar Johnson when he was on our show, and he said women have become she-males in society. And I think this hard exterior toughness prevents vulnerability. And where there's vulnerability, there's fear. And where there's fear, especially if fear is actually your personal advisor making decisions for you, there's no way you're going to be able to release, let go, relax, and reach a certain level. It takes fearlessness to get to that point. I think women are scared.
I can add to that a little bit. Because the women I've been talking about, as far as who have me on their speed dial, pretty much, they've all been older women.
You just flaunt your shit.
Right.
The speed dial.
And most of, you hear that? Most of the women.
Most of them, they're older.
Most of them.
You know what that means? That most of puts in my head over 10. Most of.
Let me ask Sean something.
Sure.
Do you think a lot of women have just given up waiting to be given to, and they're just going to now take what they need? And
Exactly.
For years they were hoping and romanticizing they'd be given to.
There's no way for a woman to take what she needs.
That's not true. There is a way for a woman to take what she needs sexually.
I'm also speaking in regards to me knowing what a woman is really actually capable of, which most women on this planet don't have a clue yet.
Including you, Brandi.
Oh, I actually happen to be very confident about the fact that I'm aware of what I'm capable of.
Well, what are you capable of?
I'm not going to tell you right now on this thing, but I do
Then
believe...
you ain't real.
We'll wait for the break.
I do believe...
Take the mask off, Brandi.
There's no mask.
Okay, then.
There's
Tell us
no
what
mask.
you're capable of.
Now, I mean, I think I kind of get where you guys are trying to go, but you guys are trying to overly delineate this thing on a male-female energy sort of thing. I think sexually, first of all, there is... I actually am one of those women that like a dominant male.
Do you now?
I knew that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can feel it.
No, because there's, but at the same
Well, at least
time,
in
there
here,
is
that's the way
also
she likes it.
there's also room between a couple, especially there. There's also room between two people for them to kind of shift roles, together intentionally,
But
and
let me say
that's
this.
another dimension
Let
of
me
it
say
sexually.
this.
It's not all
Let me say
cut and
this
dry.
really quickly. Spiritual, mental, physical, emotional.
Right.
Right? These are all levels that are vibrating and are alive and interfacing at all times. Most of us are liars and pretenders, men and women. We interface through ideas and social constructs. We never really know who the other person is because our expectations are based off of these social game rules. So we never really interface on a spiritual level, even though the spirit is happening concurrently, whether we are aware of it or not. So it's trying to express itself and manifest itself in some way, but we never really deal with it because it comes out as some type of conflict. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Not really.
You have no idea what I'm saying.
I have a question.
You have
for
no idea,
Brandi.
Brandi.
No, I kind of do, but I want
The
to.
doctor has a question for you.
The doctor has a question.
Nityama has a question.
What's the
for you,
question?
Brandi.
My question is, are you capable of having an orgasm one every 0.8 of a second and be in that way for 3 or 4 hours?
I've never done that before.
Would you be open?
Would I be open to be in an orgasmic state for how many hours?
I say anywhere until the individual pulls out of you. Because it could be
totally
2
down
hours,
for
it could
that.
be 3, it could be 4. It all depends.
Oh, I'm totally down for it. I've never done that before, but do I think it's possible? Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm saying that in my world it is commonplace.
Okay, go for it.
This is what you need to know about
The
this,
other
brother.
thing I have asked you a question is, have you ever had orgasms in your mouth and throat to the point that you're coming out of your mouth?
Wow.
No, I never.
That just tickled you, though, didn't it?
That's interesting. I'm like, whoa.
And you wrote a book on it,
Throat
right, bro?
orgasm.
That we need some evidence.
Yeah.
Listen,
You can't just throw that out.
Wow,
This made me feel like tickly inside.
Net, you can't just throw no ignorant mess out like that and just all right.
That's like dunking from the dunking from the locker room.
Yeah, have you ever taken off from the parking lot and slam dunked on a professional NBA player?
Listen, we got to come back. Oh my God! When we come back, we're going to deal with this question. Nityama just blew up the building. We'll be back at 2.2. So what?
Oh, that is the logo for our new club, which is going to be called the Knitted Pussy.
The knitty kitty. The knitted kitty. The knitty kitty. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, the desperately undersatisfied woman. Is she the blame? I believe that women are creators. I believe that when a woman believes in a man, she manifests his dreams. She builds it. She brings it. Mother, material, matter, manifest. All of them have the same root word. I believe when she believes that she's hurt. Let me tell you. This is what I told my son the other day. I said there's a difference in being challenged and impeded. When you're challenged, you're being called to rise above. A challenge is a hurdle. It's asking you to jump over it. When you're impeded, it's asking you to submit and there's nothing else you can do, right? I think sometimes women and their belief systems impede their happiness because they're inflexible, right? And I think women are like, tell me if I'm wrong. You guys can disagree. I think women are like new NBA players who come from impoverished homes. They call it the lottery syndrome, right? They've been poor their whole life. Women have been subjugated and oppressed and pushed down. And once this player, this basketball kid, gets that contract, he's never had that much money before, and he doesn't even know how to manage it. He doesn't know what to do with it, and he tends to fuck it off, right? He tends to lose it, right? Happens to NBA players, NFL players all the time. I think women are at a state right now. It's a renaissance for women. They have never had this much power before, and I don't think they know how to manage it. And in not knowing how to manage it, I think they kind of limit themselves to a certain degree. Somebody agree? Disagree? Let me know. Nityama!
There's no way to have power when you're out of your nature.
Let's go into that. Let's go into that.
Yeah.
So the moment that a woman starts to swerve over into your lane, she's no longer in the situation as a woman.
What is she in the situation as then?
Like the man said, she becomes a she-male. And at that point, she's no longer in her power. She's got to push. She's got to struggle. She's got to bump up against you all the time. And it totally destroys the harmony. So at a certain point, the man has no attraction to her whatsoever.
So are you saying feminism is the problem?
Say that again.
I said, are you saying feminism and the ideas of that kind of movement becomes a block for their ability to?
You'd be amazed at how many women come to me that have had hysterectomies, and when they took it out, the ovaries and stuff out, they were crispy, crunchy, dry, because they have burned so much male energy in these high-powered jobs without taking care of their femininity in any way.
Dr. Goulston, Dr. Goulston and Brandi want to. Dr. Goulston and Brandi want to speak to you about that. Dr. Goulston.
No, this is real interesting. Recently, I've been seeing a number of women, a number of men, and a number of the women, they come in and they say, "I can't find my warmth." And a woman without warmth is not a woman. And I say, what about, you mean for your boyfriend, husband?
You're going to repeat that.
You've got to say that again.
No, what they've said is, I can't find my warmth. And I said, you mean about your husband, your boyfriend? She said, heck with that. I can't find my warmth for my kids. I mean, I yell at them to do their homework. And a woman without warmth, many women don't feel like a woman. Just like a man comes in, he says, I can't find my courage. And a man without courage is not a man. And so there's... and a lot of things, and when I drill down with some of these women, what's happened to the warmth? How do men destroy the warmth? And they say, you know, and it's what Brandi said earlier. I like a man who takes charge and takes control. I don't like a controlling man. I don't like a judgmental man. I like someone who takes control of a situation, but as soon as they become controlling, all I see is their insecurity, and I go cold. And I can't stand a whining man either.
Oh, no.
And it's like nails on a chalkboard. But I think that's becoming a dilemma for a lot of women. They think that men had it all, and then they go out into the work world, and then they lose a part of themselves, and they have trouble getting it back. What do you think, Brandi?
I mean, I do agree with you on that, because when I say that I prefer a dominant male, I think that there are a lot of men running around believing that they are dominant, and they aren't. They're just
Go deeper.
Because there's like, because I'm the man, I'm supposed to tell you what to do, and you're supposed... Listen, there's a way to be the dominant portion of the relationship, or even dominant in the sexual portion of the relationship, and that doesn't mean like you said, that you let your insecurities, and that means I tell you what to do. It's kind of understanding what portion of that give and take belongs to you.
Just because you bossy don't make you the boss.
Exactly. That's exactly.
Wow.
And so that's unfortunate, because a lot of guys, and then they come here and say that, women are, these she-males are trying to push up against us. No.
You protecting the she-males?
You have to, I'm just
exist?
saying.
Do they exist?
I'm saying I'm all for traditional
You don't
male,
want to say if they
female
exist
roles.
or not?
No, of course they do.
That's all we need.
Absolutely they
That's
do.
what we're talking about.
Okay, absolutely.
We're not talking about you.
No.
Of course not.
We're talking about the
Now
she-males.
here's
That's
something
gangbang.
women do. Here's something women do on a regular, and without fail, and generally sisters, and I've seen you do it. Classy queens, eloquent. You would take them anywhere. Circle the wagons around the horrible gutter snipes, and I don't understand how that happens.
And the gutter snipes are not always ghetto.
Yes, huh?
You saw me circle the wagon around the gutter?
Just now, we asked you a very simple question. Do they exist? And we had to ask you that question 3-4 times before you got back to it, because by nature, you just protected them. Oh, well, women don't know. There are some women who find courage in it, who think it makes them strong to act like men. And those women think that we are weak when we won't approach them. We're not weak, we're repulsed, because it's male energy, and I'm looking for a female.
Okay, let me fix
Want to
you.
date a woman, not a dude.
Yeah.
Hiding under breasts.
I wasn't protecting them. I was just finishing my point. I hadn't really
training.
heard the question. I'm okay with saying what's what. You know what I mean? Yes, there are women that are overly masculine, and I think it's damaging. I think that I know that I came from a very matriarchal family, so I'm used to a dominant female, and I have made an effort in my adult life to learn how to be
Push back a little.
right. Yeah, I understand that every battle isn't worth fighting. Is when a man in a man and a woman relationship, and there's a benefit to celebrating your femininity, and it doesn't make you weak. There's also strength and submission.
That's what I was going
if
to
it's
say.
done the right way.
Like you were saying, Jeff, I think women need to understand their power, and their power is being nurturing, being inviting.
Oh my God.
So do they circumvent that power through nagging, through dominance, through controlling?
When a woman is loving and nurturing and open and receiving.
Wait. Two people are talking at once. Hold on.
Taking women out.
Nitayama,
Say that again?
We didn't hear you. Say that again, because two people are talking at once. Say that again, and then back to you, Jason.
What I'm coming to see from hundreds of women is that these breast implants are taking them out.
What do you mean? Go deeper.
I mean that whenever the heart is the woman's place of power, whenever you dislike yourself to the point that you'll let somebody take your most precious part of you and put it under the knife just for appearance's sake, you've got issues.
So you're saying even the practice of the surgery is an energetic practice, not just a physical practice.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And not only that, I do body work on these women. The amount of trauma that is up under these implants, the tightness, it's almost like the heart has completely shut down.
Wow.
Right, and I agree. And
So then she's living her life trying to act like a woman, but the felt sense of being a woman ain't there.
Wow. Jason.
And I think it's a misconception about where a woman's power lies. Because when a woman is nurturing, inviting, and open and receiving, we as men want to give the world to her.
Wow.
That's how she really gets what she
Should I
wants.
use my time analogy?
Yes, do it.
Okay,
Quickly.
Me and Zoe was doing a benefit last year. And Zoe's big problem with me was timeliness. He just happened to mention it to my wife. She goes, well, do you want him to be there on time? He said, no, I'm not trying to get her in trouble. Zoe, would you like him to be there on time? He said, yes. That day, my wife goes, you know what? You not being on time, not only does it disrespect others, but it is beneath the powerful man that I know you are. I ain't been late to shit since.
Yeah.
She uplifted you
a couple
instead
times.
of-
Okay, a
instead
couple
of
times.
putting you
Okay, well, okay,
Bobby?
let me put it this way. She make me give a damn about it.
Bobby, take
a
us
woman
out.
Make you give a damn.
Let's hear from Bobby.
Wait.
Let's hear from Bobby.
Bobby, take us out of here.
Bobby, yeah.
First of all, where are we going?
Anywhere you want to take us.
You've been listening.
What's on your mind, Uncle Bobby? What's on your mind?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say happy 78th birthday to an inspiration of mine. The great Jim Brown's turned 78 today.
Wow.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Shout out to Jim Brown.
As this conversation goes, a thought has been resonating in my mind that's been around for a while, that women give sex to get love and men give sex the opposite of that. And in my lifetime, I've seen that negotiation play out back and forth to the point where men lead with their wallets in order to, get a woman to have sex, and then women receive the benefit of that, and it just spoils everything.
Absolutely. I agree.
Over time. And I'm glad to see women get to a point where they are more assertive about what they want sexually, but not to the point where they get to have it both ways. They still get the benefit of a man's financial largesse, and then they also get to experience more sexual freedom. So what we have to do is kind of get to a point of balance where we're more honest about the fact that we both really should enjoy this act, and nobody should pay more than the other for it. And we're a long way from that because we just ain't had that discussion yet. So one of the things about this battle of the sexes that's real crazy, and I don't think some of it can be avoided because we're different physically, and women go through things that we'll never experience, because if my stomach swell up, then I got to go to the doctor because something is wrong, and I've been told to circle it back, and that's what I'm going to do.
Hey, just tell them we'll be right back, Bubba.
We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hey, there we go. Woo! I need some volume on that.
Turn that up.
I need some volume on that.
In the sound booth, turn that up. James Broadway beat, turn that up. White boy not paying attention, turn that up. Turn up the beat, please turn up the beat. It's hot as fish grease, turn up the beat.
Now bring it down to the next one.
Woo!
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen,
Look
the
at
So
that there.
What morning
Look
show
at that
is
there.
crazy.
Brandi fine as cat hair.
Wow. Hey, listen, we got the woman whisperer
Persian
on the
cat
phone right now, Brother Nitayama. If you're not knowing, he has pioneered his own revolutionary form of body work, designed to take men and women on a journey from sex to super consciousness while healing at the deepest levels.
Wow.
You can go to his website, www.nityama.com. Nityama.com. I'm telling you, this brother is deep. He's dope. They call him the
Basically,
woman.
everywhere that I've gone, the men are
Ghost
men,
in the Machine. Yeah.
and the women are too.
It's playing video.
Meaning that for
that's
the
the
most part,
website.
most of our women have adopted pretty strong
Stop on that clip.
male approaches to life. They really are functioning more out of a male psychology than a feminine psychology.
Absolutely.
And many of them even having almost like disdain for the feminine side. I do a lot of body work, energy work, and almost inevitably the feeling side of the woman is pretty shut down. She's very strong in the head. Many of the women just carry a total huge roll of tension right up under the ridge of the skull in order to maintain keeping their energy in their head all the time and never really allowing it to drop back down into their bodies. So I'm really putting a tremendous focus on
That brother is deep. Those dunks are like, we could have had them dunks in the All-Star game Saturday. We needed to. Do you disagree, Brandi?
I don't disagree with what he's saying, but I mean, I do know that can happen, but at the same time, it's not only like you guys are treating it as if it's all women are just running around acting like men so they can't come anymore. That's just not true.
Well, what is it then? Why can't you come? Help us.
Help us out. Talk to us like we're fine.
A lot of women don't know enough about themselves to know how to come. First of all, I think that for any woman to really understand orgasm and reach orgasm, she has to know what it is, what it feels like. She has to have experienced it before and really kind of know how to get herself there.
But what if pain, hurt, abuse, trauma prevents them? I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but I know women who can't even really get close to a guy unless they're somewhat inebriated, drunk, have to drink something, something has to loosen them up.
Well, that's a psychological
thing.
thing.
About fear right there.
But I think that's dominating most relationships. Dr. Goulston.
I think it's there's a word vulnerable, and vulnerable means open. But a lot of people only see vulnerable as you're in danger. Yeah. And the point is, I think a woman, and I think Jeff said it, you go inside a woman, and the point is, if she has fears, if there's abuse, whatever, you're there inside her, and the vulnerable feels really dangerous, and then you kind of shut down. And so,
Brandi, can a woman forget how to come?
I don't know.
Can she know how to come and then something happens and teaches her otherwise? Maybe a coping mechanism?
I think that there might be some sort of shutdown happening, but I want to speak to what Dr. Mark said is about being vulnerable. I mean, it's very difficult in this day and age to ask somebody. You're saying, oh, well, a woman can't relax enough to be vulnerable, to be in that place where she can fully open herself, to have that experience. But then that vulnerability is dangerous for us because, as most of you guys would agree or have mentioned earlier, a lot of times for many women, sex isn't just related to sex. Sex is related to, it's more connected to love. And so in this world,
but love
that we're
is
in,
painful. Love hurts. Women have to get that fantasy that everything is going to be all right. But some of the people you love the most will harm you the most.
Right, of course.
That's just part of the natural flow of things. Go ahead, Brandi, finish your thought.
But in this place where we kind of treat sex and sexuality very casually, then you're saying, oh, but it's okay, open up and be vulnerable. And then say you're with a partner, you guys are just kind of seeing each other, and then all of a sudden you open up, you become vulnerable, you let yourself go all the way. And now, in addition to these amazing orgasms that you have had, you also have a deeper connection to this person, and it's not reciprocated, and that's dangerous.
Love is not reciprocal.
Well, do you think men don't need to be vulnerable to have an orgasm? Do you think women need to be able to feel safe and vulnerable to be able to feel free enough to have one?
Not all women, no.
After Brandi, Bobby.
Not all women.
One thing that's getting lost in this conversation is just our basic human needs. And the fact that from when we're very young, we're conditioned in opposite direction. And what I mean by that is women are made to feel, well, that was my generation, that if they really got loose sexually, they was loose women.
Of course.
And over time, they become more and more repressed to the extent where they don't want to expose the fact that they really enjoying this shit.
Exactly.
Bobby,
you're right.
That's
Bobby,
a great point.
to speak to your point, can a repressed mama raise a sexually free daughter?
Exactly.
Yes.
Highly unlikely. Highly
Yes.
unlikely.
It'll be a lot of
It's
drama.
possible, but it's highly unlikely, and it'll come after she done got out from under that.
Absolutely.
I want to say this.
If it's an
Not
act of,
gonna happen.
Strict
rebellion, then yeah.
Strict parents raise
Freaks.
wild and crazy freaks all the time.
But
so
it's different between being a
Because
freak
they're being
and
repressed.
somebody who's sexually free. Because a sexually free woman, she's got a different kind of swag.
Yeah, a lot of freaks ain't
Right.
free.
But let me say this too: a lot of women have been sexually abused, so there's a lot of sexual trauma. And this is why they can't open up and be vulnerable. Now I do energy work just like Nitiyama. So me doing energy work, which is non-touch, for me to be intimate in that way, it allows them to open up and feel a lot safer because I'm not taking to a physical aspect
It
of
also,
sex.
it also depends on what type of orgasm you're talking about.
True.
Right, well, I'm speaking of energetic orgasm.
This is the
which
most
beyond-
well-spoken porn star I've ever seen.
You don't have no
you ever
idea. This
heard of
dude's deep.
Well, because there's
Hysterical. This dude's deep.
There's different types of
Got it.
orgasm. You know, I can be taking a woman down and she can like come a bunch of times, right?
Right.
But if I have an emotional connection with her, you know, that orgasm is going to be bigger and more
Right.
intense than
And
anything
different.
else, and
Exactly.
entirely different.
Right.
You know, so a lot of women that I've dealt with, they compartmentalize it. Okay, there's this is the get me off type of orgasm, and this is the deep passion. I'm about to cry because that's the only way I can express myself.
Yep.
Kind of
So,
Yeah.
Nitiyama, can I ask this question and then over to Brandi really quickly? What are the different types of orgasms? We know that there's a clitoral orgasm, but are there more?
yes.
Yes, there's a clitoral, there's breast orgasms. Women, if men really knew
Did you
how
say
to
the
interact
breast?
with their breast
He said
properly,
breath.
Women have extremely intense orgasms in the breast, multiple orgasms, so intense that they can hardly even stand it because it's their positive pole. Their orgasms in the positive pole are always going to be much stronger than the orgasm negative pole. The other thing, they can have orgasms in their mouth. They can have orgasms in their in the breast. They can have orgasms in
Their ass?
vaginally. They can have them cervically. So there are many different forms of orgasm, and then they can have full body orgasms. And
So,
one of the things that I really want to bring to the show is that men are working way too hard. You know, orgasm, a woman to orgasm across the room. You don't even really need to even touch her to bring her to orgasm. This is how sensitive she is.
Brandi,
I think.
how many of those kinds of orgasms have you had? Knock them off the list.
Oh, of the list. I'm not going to
Have you had
personalize it.
Have you had a
I'm
cervical
not gonna- I'm
orgasm?
not about to go down this list with
Okay,
you guys.
yeah, okay.
But
Why
how
not? How about the one from across
why
the
you're
room?
here.
That's
No, listen, I will say this. There are multiple types of orgasms, and some of those that he said I can relate to, and some of them I've never experienced, but I'm not going to deny them.
Girl, what you feeling right now? I'm trying to get you the one across
Yeah.
the room.
It's
Let's
not
give it to her now.
It's not working.
Wow.
No, but I actually have experienced an orgasmic feeling without actually physically touching someone, but it was somebody that I had a very close emotional connection to, and there was something about an energy exchange that happened in that moment that affected my whole entire body, and
How
there was
many-
no physical contact whatsoever.
This is beautiful what you're saying. How many women are with a new person, but having orgasms energetically from the ex?
Ooh.
How about that?
Ooh.
How about getting somebody killed?
But nobody ever find out. It's like a
No,
ghost.
you ain't gonna get killed. You ain't gonna get killed till we get finished. I'm not gonna stop.
You're not
All
going
right,
to.
so
I don't care
listen,
who name you call.
Listen.
Go ahead.
We have a special video here. We want to show this video for the layman to teach you how to get a woman to the climax. We have a special video. Check this out, and we're taking a break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Video, please. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, So What Mornings back in the building, having a great time tonight. Today's topic is a crazy one. Can we get the graphic again so people can really see what we're trying to talk about right now? We're talking about the desperately undersatisfied woman.
It's a horrible picture.
Why
What's
are
wrong with
so many women
It looks like a monkey
orgasming?
mouth to me. It looks like a monkey mouth. You know the monkey that do like this with the symbols? That looks like his mouth to me.
Is that what it looked like when it can't get wet? Just Just a ball of yarn under
and it's 90 degrees out of phase. It's this way. It should be that way.
It's a tough topic, but I think we have to talk about
Absolutely.
it. As you know, the Zoe What Morning Show, we're not afraid of any topic, and we try to, I don't know if the perspective is balanced. I mean, we're broken and wounded kind of people just trying to make our way through life and figure it out. We're learning, we're trying to share, and trying to create a platform so everybody can, really open up and talk about what's happening in their lives. That's the purpose of the show. With that said, how can we get you there? Are men just innately selfish?
Yes.
And goal-oriented when it
Yes.
comes to
Yes.
sex?
Most men are.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Can I ask?
But how can an unselfish being magnetize a selfish one, Brandi? Go deeper.
How can an unselfish being magnetize?
Yes.
What do you mean? Like draw them in?
Yes. Why would you have that experience if you yourself weren't selfish to some degree?
Good point.
Okay, maybe there's some
I'm
selfishness
just
on both
asking.
sides.
Maybe.
But I mean,
Just maybe.
in regard to like having like the whole orgasm and the because men, okay, apparently you guys are easy. It's it's not that much science to it. But
No.
even the way that you framed the question initially at the beginning of the show was that
It's evil. Am I evil?
yeah, you're evil. You're an evil mastermind, Zoe Williams, because you said, why is it that women can't have an orgasm without clitoral stimulation?
Mm-hmm.
Well, why would you want to if that's the way you come? You know what I mean?
Okay,
And
did God build you wrong?
No.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love to see a process shit.
No, he built men wrong because we're not interested in finding out all this stuff.
Yeah, we're not.
But it's a total package, the whole thing. The clitoris, the titties, the nipples, the lips,
Right.
the mind, it all works together.
But see,
Right,
this is the point that I'm trying to drive home, and this is why we brought Nitiyama on the show. Remember Martin Luther King's quote?
Wow.
About
Dr. King is in on this?
he was
No,
a
he
pimp.
was getting
Dr.
some.
King was waxing it down. And God said, "I will take you to the mountaintop, bitch."
I might not get there with you.
No, but Dr. King said something very poignant about the lack of spiritual understanding while we're living in a time of technological advancement. When we get involved with relationships, we need to understand that is a spiritual movement and not so much a social one. We put so much emphasis on the social side as opposed to the spiritual side. And when we don't reconcile that, Carl Jung said it this way: anything that we resist will persist. And that the subconscious, which is the spirit, will always try to express itself through conflict in relationship because it wants to be resolved. How can you bust off if you have unresolved hurt and pain? And that's for men and women.
Well, sometimes that unresolved pain and hurt goes towards the busting off.
True.
They use a lot of women I've dealt with. They use sex and orgasm to basically fill a void in their life in some way, some type of escape. They want to feel something really intense because they're empty inside.
But
You say that like it's a
the
bad thing.
orgasm is an escape. It's the one thing that the rich man and the poor man share, and it lasts a second. But Nityama is talking about you busting off for hours and being in a state of ecstasy, which is a spiritual space. Nityam, can you hear us? Can you add to this? Okay, so we lost him. Let me do this. He'll be back.
We replace him with Uncle Bobby.
We'll call him, and we'll call him back. But we also have another guest on the line. We don't have her. She fell too.
Well, in the meantime.
Okay, so let's go back to Bobby and then Brandi.
Oh, okay, go ahead, Bobby.
This is some fundamental shit. All right?
Get at it, Bobby.
Get at it. Come on now.
If you are in touch with yourself without all of these other folks getting into your head, you know one thing: you want to be loved and cared for at the end of the day. And an orgasm is a validation of what you want out of your own self. Right. And if you get it, you go out into the world with a better disposition, because there's a lot of women and men sleeping with their fists balled up because they do not have enough release, not escape, but release of something that's innate to us. And there's a reason why we feel so good when we're able to have a successful mate or mating process. And just look at the folks you meet on the street every day. You can tell whether or not they have a happy sex life.
Yeah, absolutely.
They start less trouble. less trouble.
Go deeper into they start less trouble.
Well, if you're having great sex, you're trying to get in a position to have some more of that, as opposed to going out here starting some shit with somebody.
I'm trying to get home.
But I want to speak on what Nityan was talking about, the orgasms that last for a long time. I mean, my girlfriend, she experienced this orgasmic state for like an hour.
What's
It's
your
like-
YouTube page so they can see your video where you're working on her with the energy?
Are we gonna see that orgasm?
A Deeper Love 9. It's an energy healing demonstration that I've actually performed with my girlfriend. But I actually have clients. The last client I had, she had an orgasm for like 20 to 25 minutes. And it was a wave of energetic ripples going through her body. So
That can be a lot.
But see, this is a spiritual practice. When I perform this energy work, and that's not incorporating sex on it. I could bring that into the bedroom and bring it into sexuality, but it's a spiritual practice. I look at sexuality as being sacred. So it's not just about getting a nut off of me. So
But it is for most people here in America.
But that's the problem. We need to take it back.
Sex is a utility. It's something in a
Right.
box. Hey, let me get this out. I need
Right.
to get here, and then I'm back on my grind.
That's why we're not. That's why we're not coming.
What are we doing then?
Because we're not looking at it from a sacred spiritual nature.
Thank
we
you.
only look at it from just a physical aspect.
I got to add this to it. When women ask, why can't we do what men do? You're asking to go backwards. Why is it that society looks upon us differently when we look at sex the way men do? Well, men look at sex way more basic, generally, than what this brother just put out. The place that he is talking about is getting to the place that you are, getting to the place that you have been discussing, that it's a lot more than just what I look like and what you look like and where we are. But by the same token, you want to have casual sex. So you want to leave where you are and come down to this filthy, funky hole where we at.
But I think Nitayama may disagree with that. Nitayama, should women just have casual sex and damn the stereotypes?
If they want to become completely insane in their lifetime.
Okay.
We'll go deeper.
I disagree on that.
Okay, that's...
Well, let's see what he
Now,
means first.
The reason why I'm saying that is that you got to bear in mind that the woman gives birth to energy.
Go
so
ahead.
therefore, when she takes in a man's energy, she gives birth to it at some point. So if she's got 10, 15, 20 different men, some of them alcoholics, some of them this, some of them that, this creates a madness inside of her that's trying to trying to become manifest.
Ooh. So you're saying when people have sex, it's their energy that is intimate as well, and then that energy gets stuck in you. You carry that energy with you, Brandi.
I mean, I'm having difficulty with this because I only.
If a woman has sex with a powerful man, she will actually be dealing with that energy in her for the rest of her whole life.
Ooh, I'm sorry, ladies. I apologize. Go ahead, Brandi.
I'm on the fence here with Nitayama because I think that there is some truth to what he's saying about, taking in of energy and things like that. But I think he's walking on dangerous water when you start to say that because of women, might have had sex with too many men or whatever, that it's going to drive her mad and she takes that energy. First of all,
I know some crazy hoes.
We know a lot of crazy ones.
Of course.
Halle Berry crazier than a bag of cookies.
But just in the
With
same
no
way that you can
chocolate
take
chips.
energy in, you can let it go. And I think it's just dangerous because it gets into those old school ways of women being hysterical and going mad and I don't know. I just don't like.
Are you saying this? Are you saying
don't have
he's
to
lying?
like it.
You don't gotta like it.
No, I'm not saying he's lying, but I'm saying what you're saying is not absolute.
Nothing is
no
absolute.
Yeah.
See, there you go with them wagons again.
What? I'm not what do you mean circling the wagon?
One of the things that is going on here is that both men and both women need to become way more accountable to reality than they are.
But I'm okay with that.
So what you complaining about, Brandi?
Anything that doesn't immediately say guys too.
A lot of people have total disdain for reality. They don't want to hear it.
This is what I did. Well, hold on one second.
It really makes no difference if we want to hear it. It still remains
what
the
it
same.
is.
So hold on one second. Let's do this. We need the white man to come in and try to validate some of this.
Mop
because-
this up.
Could you clean this up for us with your white validation, Dr. Goulston? Please help us with this, because black people ain't
Caucasian
got it.
validation.
Okay. Something I want to check out with everyone.
And this is 1 minute, Doc.
1 minute. Okay. Do you think that our skin, not just the sexual area, but our skin has a memory of good touch, bad touch, and no touch?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
And what's happening is more and more people have a memory of no touch. I bring that up because I once observed an orgasm between two 85-year-olds, and it was very interesting because what happened.
Were you new?
You did that on purpose?
I watch it.
What kind of porn is that?
Well, no, I'm gonna bring you down, bring you out. What it was is
Convalescent porn.
what it was is she put her hands on his wrist and said, "We're gonna put you on morphine now, and if you just breathe through your nose, it'll all go away." And as soon as she touched his hand, his whole body relaxed. And I think that was...
And he came like a broken sprinkler.
He did. He totally relaxed, and then he said goodbye to everybody.
Wow. This is our...
I don't want to die. Shit.
Sometimes that's the best come. He came and went at the same time. Hey, this is our girl, Jasmine. Melodiously Fly. Jasmine, this is her music right here. She does the Starring You track that's on our show. She's got a new album coming out. It's going to be great. Yo, this show is off the chain. We'll be back at 2.2. We got more guests. We got more questions. We got more information. We'll be back to harass you. So what mornings? Holla!
Oh my God, how he has a rap career is beyond me. I don't get it. And he takes his shirt off. Oh my God, he looks like 50 pounds of chewed Tootsie Rolls with his... All right. Now, you are in white fashion. You know white boys always leave the house like they're going to help somebody move. To enlist and defend the horrible hoes. There are some horrible people. And what you need to do is start policing your own.
Shit.
I had a rant all set up for today until the verdict came down. And I had no choice but to change it. Everybody is upset with the judicial system, upset with white people in general, upset with the way things have been, and I think that energy is in the wrong place. I myself am taking black people to task today. Those of you who live in Florida, what the fuck, I guess, is my question. As a black as a whole, all we ever do is complain about what happens to us, and complaining gets old. Nobody respects a sucker, and that's who we have become in this country. We are suckers. We whine, march, repeat. Every time something happens, see what else they did to us? See what else happened to us? Okay, Uncle Bobby sits to my right with a picture of Jim Brown on his T-shirt. Jim Brown was not only great because he was ass whooper extraordinaire on the Cleveland Browns. Jim Brown was great for this. When Muhammad Ali decided that he would not go to Vietnam, Jim Brown, Bill Russell, Lou Alcindor, who is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar right now, and a host of other black athletes that I am ashamed to say that I do not know their names, rallied around him. Where did our black athletes go? All-Star Weekend. Because they see themselves as detached. What if, just what if, in my utopian mind, after the Trayvon case, black people treated Florida like a disease? What if we all said, for 100 years, not till you say I'm sorry, not till you change things, for 6 generations, for 100 years, we will not play for or against any Florida team? What if we said, fuck orange juice? What if we did that? What would happen if everybody black, what would happen if all the billionaires, or the few billionaires and all the millionaires said, you know what? We are going to finance the exodus of black people from Florida. And we acted like Florida didn't exist since they act like we don't. Why is it that everybody is so shocked, so angered by the judicial system? This is a system that when it was put together, you were subhuman, and guess what? You're still subhuman in it. Get that through your thick heads and stop posting on Facebook and talking to each other about what somebody done to somebody else. Unless and until black people can see themselves as one unit. One day, when Puffy and a homeless black man are being chased by the same Klansmen down the street, we will get our shit together collectively. Until then, I think to the white people who are listening, make shit worse. You need to make shit worse. Shit isn't bad enough. Do some more shit.
And I agree with you 100%.
That was the Jeff Brown intellectual rant.
Thank you.
Hey. Bro. Boycott Florida.
Yeah, stop
straight
cooperating.
up. Stop cooperating.
That's what
as long as you cooperate, that means you have a price.
Exactly.
Footnote. To the Florida gangsters, the dudes that's driving up and down the street killing everybody that's black, for letting Zimmerman ride, you thugs down there, you ain't shit. You didn't handle your business.
Wow. Just put the shoe on the other foot.
Damn.
Just flip it around. It doesn't take a lot of legal wrangling and thought process. Just put the shoe on the other foot. If there were black men in Florida killing white teenagers, that fucking stand your ground shit would be usurped immediately.
Unimportant. That's unimportant.
Oh no, stop it!
That fact to me, and the bringing up of it, is counterproductive.
Go deeper.
Okay, it is counterproductive. If I bring Brandi, what is your favorite meal?
Hamburgers.
Okay, hamburgers. If I make you a hamburger out of a cow that I raised myself, so it has no hormones in it. What else you like?
No,
it ain't gonna be that long. And what else do you like? What else you like?
The bovine.
Cabbage.
Cabbage that we raised ourselves, and I brought it to you on a plate that I ran my finger around my butthole and drew a line across the bottom of the plate.
He dirty Sanchez the plate.
Thank you. I gave it the plate of Dirty Sanchez. And I let you know, you tell it on yourself because you know what a Dirty Sanchez is. I'll let you know that I did that.
God.
And I gave you this hamburger. How much would you really want to eat it?
Not at all.
Not at all. That's the same
Well, if you're
thing.
used to Sanchez sauce.
That's
then
hilarious.
Yes.
And we are. Black Americans, African Americans, I don't count myself, I'm a Negro. African Americans are used to Sanchez sauce. And that is the judicial system.
Wow.
Okay? It's got shit in the bottom of it. And until you dump it out, everything that runs through it don't have shit in it.
Well, listen, this was a great show. I want to send a shout out to Dr. Mary Jo Rapini and Dr. Ross. They were supposed to be on, but it was just too much. It was just too hot.
You can only put so much on the plate, baby.
Only so much, man. I want to just say thank you to everybody who was here. Dr. Mark Goulston has a website. You can Google Dr. Mark Goulston. You already know Big Booty Road Trip from my homeboy Sean Amy. Porn star extraordinaire, but he's retired. His dick is in a sling now. I want to thank Brandi and I and Margot have a show tomorrow.
That's right.
The Voice of Reason is coming back. I want you guys to tune in to rmconair.com tomorrow. Of course, Men Don't Play Your show with I'm Riding Shotgun with Bobby on his show, Real Men Don't Play.
All right.
It's on rmconair.com on Thursday. Jeff Brown, where can they find you?
Doing it all. Go to Facebook. Get some ringtones. Tonight, I will be at the Armory in Fullerton. I am doing a homeless benefit.
Dr. Goulston, take us out with a point. Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah, my website, jasonhairston.com.
jasonhairston.com. Please get at this brother. He's the woo guru. He'll be coming through these shows. You know how he does. Doc, take us out with a good point. Relationship tip.
Pause and think before you speak.
We didn't do any of that shit.
No, here's the tip. Why we all like each other here is we have passionate opinions, but we are not opinionated. good to have passionate opinions. Don't be opinionated. There's no room for anyone else.
Wow. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week with another burner